watching faces go by. I had an older lady stepping in. She's showing me a walker, even though she doesn't have it on the other side. I know she had it here. That's their way of making me feel that they had trouble walking in the end. And it's just my symbolism. So it could just be that she's coming through with someone else, because I definitely feel she's an older generation, so she's grandmother or great-grandmother. If you recognize this, the name Elizabeth, it's very clear, older generation. All right, I'm going to leave her because I'm being told she's trying to pull somebody else through. So if somebody can't claim it, I'm going to move on to the next person. Because what happens is, it might be the older generation I attach to, and your loved one's just behind them. So I'll give you guys a minute to think about it while I'm introduced to everybody else. Okay, he recognizes the, this is going to be really interesting because there's a lot of health issues, so I'm just going to start naming them all. I feel like my body's wearing down. There's circulatory and vascular issues. There's diabetes that then gets so extreme that it goes into the chest, and then there's chest complications. Who's that for you, honey? Which father? Okay, is that the one you're hoping for? Remember how I said I was going to come back to you? All right, well, he's making me feel himself. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. It just means that there's somebody else stepping in with him. This lady with the walker is stepping in with him. Do you recognize her?
Probably his mom.
Perfect. Do you understand it? Okay. Remember how I said I thought I was going to come back to you because I knew somebody else was going to step in for you that you were waiting for, that someone else was going to be stepping in with them? Okay, so it's him. You understand everything about the diabetes, and then it goes into the chest with the vascular complications. Good, because all of a sudden, he made me feel really weak. I felt circulatory, vascular complications with diabetes. I don't feel like he behaved himself with it. Not at all. And that's where it went into the extreme. And then it goes into complications with the chest, and then I feel like it's cardiovascular. Do you understand? And then there's the shutdown process of the system. Perfect. Okay. There's still plenty of people here, so we'll see who else I get to. Okay. It's hard for me when they're saying to me they're already starting to close me down, because I could end up reading for 2 more people, or I could read for 4, so we'll just wait and see what happens. But what I'm getting is he was your main person that you were hoping for. Do you understand it? Do you feel like it's been forever since he's been gone? Because he keeps saying to me, it hasn't been that long, but their stage, she feels like it's been forever. Do you understand it? When they say that, even though they haven't been gone for a long time, but they say that you feel like it's been forever, it's their way of making me feel that there was a really close connection between the 2 of you, and there's the longing and the missing so much. Do you understand it? Perfect. So I'm just going to leave him. He's going to start to step forward. Thank you. Okay. Is this your first husband? Because I feel first significant other.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's just not making me feel the wedding rings, but I feel like you're tied. Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. I just feel difference of opinion. Do you understand? But I still feel like you had respect for each other before he passed. Good. Because I feel like the separation is there. There's the difference of opinion, but I still feel like you're on good terms and there's respect for each other before the passing. Do you understand? So even though he wants to mostly talk to her, I know there's love and caring for you as well. Do you understand it? Wonderful. Okay. Well, I wish that one couple wouldn't have left, because I think it might have been their child I was feeling. It's okay. Okay. Alright, I'm asking him to come stand right here, because I want him to come be close to you. Can I ask you a question? Did you get upset with him because he didn't take care of himself? Because he said to me, the very first thing I need to do is I need to apologize to my daughter because I didn't take care of myself the way I should have. And I know she was mad at me about it, because she thinks I would have been here longer. Do you understand? Perfect. Okay. What did you do in his honor? Because he keeps saying I have to talk about all the things she's done for me. Because I feel like the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Do you understand it? Good. Okay. Is there another sibling?
There is.
Because it keeps saying to me, the message isn't just for her, but she's the only person I can talk to now. So that's how I know there's another sibling he wants to talk to. Do you understand it? So I'm just going to leave that. I just have to wait for him to talk about that person. Is that a biological child for him? Okay, good. Are they still here? Are you close?
He's still here, but we're not close.
Okay, because it keeps saying to me, still here and close, meaning he's validating that he's still close to him. Do you understand? As far as the watchover. It just means whether if there's turmoil, he might talk about any kind of guidance or what he's going through in his life, but he still makes me feel like he's close to both of you. So if he chooses to talk about that, then that's fine. But I feel like the message goes to you first, and then he kept saying there's another child. Do you understand it? Okay. He's really making me tired. He's really shutting my system down. He had diabetes for a while, and then it slowly started to get progressively worse, and then it got really bad in the end, but it had gone into the chest for quite some time before the shutdown of the system. And the doctor, I feel like there's warning, 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 and it's psh, psh, psh. He didn't listen, he didn't care, he did whatever he wanted. He's saying to me, I honestly didn't think it would take my life. I thought I could do whatever I wanted to do. Do you understand that? Were you not the only person that told him he needed to take care of himself? Because he said she wasn't the only person that gave me a hard time about it. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. He's laying me in a bed. You had a chance to say goodbye to him, but not the way you wanted to? Because that's what he's saying to me. She had a chance to say goodbye to me, but it wasn't the way that she would have wanted it to be. Do you understand it? And I feel like I'm laying in bed, and I feel like he has to have medical staff taking care of him. Do you understand it? Meaning the watchover. So whether that is at home and people are checking in on him, whether he's trying to make me feel the hospital just before the passing, he just makes me feel like in and out of care, treatment, the doctor's giving him the warning and he's not listening. Do you understand it? And I feel like they're purposely trying to give him medication, trying to talk to him about what regimen he should be on, and I feel like he doesn't care. And I feel like I'm in and out of the doctors, in and out of the hospital. And he's saying to me, I wasn't very old either. But I didn't think that it would end up taking my life. I thought that it would just not be as bad as what it was. He's taking responsibility for what he did. Because he keeps saying to me, part of me sees in her that she's still upset with me because she thinks that I should be there. But I know she loves me and she just wants to know that I'm okay. Do you understand that? Do you see that in her too? Do you feel you still hold anger towards him a little bit? And it's not towards him, it's just the situation of him not thinking smarter in the things that he was given as far as the opportunities and the things that he chose. Do you understand it? Yeah. What's with the release of the balloons? I feel like he keeps making me hold a balloon and he's doing this. Usually that means they release it. What did you do for his birthday then? What celebration do you do for his birthday? Because it's either the release of the balloons or when they make me tug on the balloon, it's because there's something you do ritual as far as what you do for his birthday.
The kids draw to keep his ashes up. And the kids made a plaque that does have birthday balloons drawn on us.
Do you understand it? Perfect. Okay, good. And that's something that you guys did as far as celebrating the birthday? Perfect. And it has the balloons? Good. Because he keeps making me tug on the balloons. And I said, honey, what is this? And he goes, it's about my passing. And I said, okay. And I said, but I feel like I want to release the balloons. And it just means it's about the honoring and the celebration. Do you understand? He just knows that that's something you guys did as far as placing that near the remains. And he just has to make me feel the balloons. And it's just because it has the balloons on the front of the plaque. Do you understand it? I'm surprised he actually didn't show me the plaque because usually that's the first thing they do if there's any kind of plaque memory. But I think he was trying to be more specific with the detail as far as what's on the front of it. I just felt like I wanted to let the balloons go. That's okay. It's just the way he had to make me feel it. What do you carry of his? Because when they do this and they put it in my hand and I want to put it close to my heart, that means you're carrying something of his with you all the time. What's with the picture?
I carry his picture everywhere. I carry it quite a few things it is still.
Okay, perfect, good. Because he's doing this, so I know that that's one of the things that you carry, but then I feel like he's trying to lay a picture in my hand. So it's just his way of validating some of the things that you carry.
Money hard.
It's okay. Right, you're not spending on it though, right? Because he said, as long as she's not spending, we're okay. He said, because there's no way she can, but it felt personal to you. Do you understand? Good. What's with the other piece that you have? Because he keeps saying, talk about the other piece.
I'm worried.
And he keeps making me do this and touch my necklace. Do you see that?
In the hospital.
Yeah, he keeps saying, talk about my piece, and he kept doing this. And I'm like, are you talking about like a longer one? Or are you doing this? And he kept making me do this and touching it. Perfect. But he's calling it a piece. I don't know why. Usually they say necklace, but he kept saying, talk about my piece, and he was making me touch here. So you still have the necklace of his?
No, I worry about it because of the combos in the hospital.
Okay. He keeps saying to me, tell her not to worry. Is it something you wanted to keep? Okay, that's fine. Good. Because all he kept saying was talk about my piece, and it was making me touch my necklace. Okay, good. So that's something that you wanted to actually keep personally for you because you wanted it for sentimental reasons, but you never had a chance to keep it. Yeah, he keeps saying to me, it's long gone, it's okay. Meaning it's just his way of saying don't worry about it. But I guess he must be validating that because he sees how much it upsets you. Do you understand it? Good. Can I ask you a question? He showed me the pedestal. So did he put you there? Uh-huh. When they show me the white pedestal and I feel like I want to pick you up and put you on top of it, it's his way of saying that's how he treated you. He keeps saying to me, I know she misses that. Do you understand it? Yeah. All he keeps saying to me is, ever since I held her when she was a baby, she was always my princess. And I always tried to make sure that I always put her first and did everything I could for the ones that I love. And I feel like I wanted to look at you, and then there's the separation. Do you understand it? And then he's still trying to be in the children's lives as much as possible. But I feel like it's different with your other sibling, because I feel the pedestal with you, but I don't feel like I want to put it there with the other sibling. Do you understand that? I feel like there's differences. Okay. Are you not very fond of what your other sibling chooses to do?
I don't know much about what he does, but my dad was.
Because he keeps saying to me, the choices aren't good, and that's why I'm asking. Do you understand it? So not only is it his way of validating the way he felt before he passed, but what he's seeing from the other side as well. Do you understand? Yeah, that's what it's about, okay? This is what I'm going to say to you. If you have a chance to talk to him, I think it'll be good for you to just let him know that he watches over him. Do you understand it? Is it like distant, but you talk to him every once in a while?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm jumping time. Okay, that's okay. I just wanted her to know that I know all those special things that she's done for me. Again, I needed to say I'm sorry to her. I hope one day she can let go of some of the anger that she has over losing me. I know it's not directly towards me, I just know she doesn't understand all the choices I made. Do you understand it? I know she's upset because she wanted to have more time with me. I understand now, from what I've seen from here, what I put them all through. Do you understand it? Yeah. Tell her I love her. Tell them I wasn't afraid to go. Do you understand that? Did he tell you that, honey? Because he's saying to me he wasn't afraid to go. Hmm?
He came home to be with her.
Perfect. Good.
If he came home with her.
Yeah, because he keeps saying to me I wasn't afraid to go. It's just his way of validating that he knew that his time was coming. He wasn't afraid to go. And there was a part of him that had made peace with it, even though he kept acknowledging, even though the health issues were already set in, and of course there was going to be the advancement regardless, that the choices that he made just made it shorter instead of prolonging the life. Meaning that's why he was taking the responsibility before. But he's making me feel like he wasn't afraid. And it's just because he knew it wasn't going to be very long. but it's his way of saying that there was a piece in his mind of he felt like he was going to be okay once it happened. Do you understand it? Did you cherish every minute you had with him in those last days? Because he said to me, I know it was really hard for her to see me like that. And I feel like he's there, but he isn't. Do you understand it? Because he goes, I get black, and then I get white, and then I get black, and then I get white, and that's how I know he's fading in and out. And I feel like he's there, but he's not. But I feel like he did that for a reason, because he was trying to make the effort, and he wanted the last memories. Okay? But he makes me feel like you cherish every part of that, and I feel like you remember all of it. Do you understand it? I feel like you remember all the moments, but I also feel like that's somewhere where the anger comes from a little bit. And it's okay. It's okay. Everybody heals differently. Everyone has a right to heal in their own time. And however you decide to work through the stages, that's perfectly fine for you, honey, okay? I feel like you've released most of it. I think you just don't understand why he chose to do some of the things he did, and you wish he just would have been here with you longer. Do you understand? This is what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to lose him in another minute. There's so much more that I know he wants to say to you on a personal level. That I know that he's not giving me or making me feel right now, but I'm happy with all the validation he gave to you, because I know he was the main person that you're hoping to step in. And I kept saying, I feel like I'm going to come back to you, and I just had to wait for him to show himself to me. So the very first thing he did was he made me feel like my body was shutting down. Do you understand it? Because he had to make me feel the health. Good. Tell her how much the time meant to me. I wanted her to know that he's talking about how he's appeased. Tell her I love her. Tell her there's a lot more I have to say to her, but they're telling me it's time to go. That just means he's losing his energy. So because he's losing his energy, if he starts to tell me anything else, I might only get half of it. And I want you to be able to have the full connection. Right? He's starting to lose energy, honey. He keeps saying to me, my daughter needed to know that I loved her. I had to do everything I could to get your attention, because I knew she would be devastated if she got in the car and didn't have a chance to hear from me. But I know everybody else feels that same way. So it's his way of giving the apology to everybody else in the room, because I came back to her. But I felt that's what was going to happen. And it's just because the lady that I was seeing with the walker, which I know you recognized, it was just her making me feel how she was here. She was the one that stepped in with him. Do you understand it? Okay. Even though she doesn't have it on the other side. They'll always show me what they look like before they passed. And then I'll see them in their true form, as far as the purest form on the other side. Now that they're with heaven now that they're in heaven and they're with God and they're kind of complete and all that's taken away from them. And then sometimes they'll even show me their younger version of being 30 on the other side. And most of them come through and they're like, who would not choose that? Because I know I'm going to. Okay, perfect. All right, so here's what happened. That child I was feeling was supposed to go to that back table.